Now the Windows Photo App has undergone some major changes in the last year. It's got a couple more things coming up in the April update on 2018. But we're going to take a look at the minor differences between them and how you can create some really nice home movies. So if you're looking for advanced video editing, more advanced, free, go to Movie Maker, click on the link in the upper right hand corner. This is the photo app. It's got a pretty good set of features for the average video you want to post on Facebook or something like that. The 2018 version has even one more function, which allows you to resize and crop your photos so they fit. And we're going to cover both ways to do that. Okay, for our purposes today, I'm going to assume that you just went somewhere, had a great time, took some pictures. You want to make a little video because you want to show everybody how much you enjoyed your time and everything, or just keep it as a historical thing for your family. So we're going to go to the photo app up here, and we're going to launch the photo app. And this is the 2018 version, so it has everything displayed like that. It has a nice feature, the timeline over here, where you can scroll up and down and find pictures that are related to a certain time frame in your life. But here's something from December. We went to the Peterson Auto Museum here in LA, and I want to make a video about this. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click on the Create button, and you'll see three options here. Automatic video with music, okay, which was automatically created once you select your files. Custom, which lets you edit it. An album, you can just put them together into an album for easy recall later. Okay, and that's fine too, but we're going to talk about how to make a custom video today. So I click on that, and again, on the timeline here, I can find what I want. And you see this here, it says select all 19 that were taken on that date. It automatically grabs them all once you click on that. Then we go up here back to the Create button. We're going to click on that, and it says creating video from selected items. And it's going to go through it and put them in the same order that they're there. And you get to name your video first. Well, obviously I'm going to name it Peterson Auto Museum because that's what it was about. So anyways, you type in the name here, and hopefully you can spell correctly, a museum. Okay, and we click on OK. Okay, for those you don't know, the storyboard at the bottom down here is taking all your photos up here, and that's what you have in your collection, and arranging them in order here in a storyboard to tell your story in a logical sequence. It's a time-honored technique that lesson plan builders or movies or whatever do to create your view of the story that you're trying to teach. So when we ran the wizard, it took all your photos up at top up here and put them into your storyboard based on date or name or whatever. Okay, besides the photos that come from your collection here, you can just go out to your PC and find them. And I went right to the source where they're stored on the PC because I can control exactly which ones I get better. So I'm going to click on from this PC. It goes to my system. I went to my saved picture directory, and I had one there that I saved earlier. I grabbed this guy here, and I want to put it on the timeline. You see, these have tabs showing that they're already on the timeline. This does not. So as soon as I take it, I'm going to drop it in the beginning and let it go there. You'll notice now it's highlighted as being shown in the timeline. So besides pictures, you can do the same thing for videos, as it says here. So you just click on it and you want to browse. This time I'm going to do it from my PC again, and I've gone to where I have some videos from my phone, and I've gone on and clicked on one. And again, it doesn't store it in the same place. It puts it in the timeline according to date, maybe, whatever. But I want to drag it over here and put it here at the end of the timeline. So let's say you didn't take the exact picture you want, so you want to get another picture that you don't have, but you know it's probably on the web somewhere, like this museum. So click on here, and you see it has Bing open up inside the photo album, the photo app. And I'm going to type in Peterson Auto Museum. And to do that, I want to click on search. Sure enough, here's a bunch of photos out there. Besides getting one that you like, you need to, when you hover over these, you'll see that they have a resolution there. That one's 500 by them. and also that you have to check to make sure they're not protected. If you use it for private personal sharing, no big deal. But if you're going to post to Facebook or somewhere else, you need to be concerned about other people's copyrights. And then you also need to worry about that size. See, this one here is only 120 by 90, so it's really small. So in a high resolution or even medium resolution video, it's not going to work. Okay, again, you need to worry about copyright. But let's go ahead and click on Insert. And then we'll see here. Let's see, where are they at? Okay, there they are. The two images are inserted into the video. Once they're in your live project library, okay, you can do exactly what you do with the other ones. You drag and drop them into wherever you want them in the video. Okay. So as I discussed, you see this one is very poor quality while this one's okay. So you're going to reject the other one and keep this one. Now there are times when you go out to use their built-in function to edit, it's not going to work. You're going to get an error message maybe, or you can't really find the photo you want. Well, we're not going to use one. Instead, we're going to go down here to your browser, use whatever browser you'd like, and I'm going to click on that to open up that and to go get some images. Now I'm going to use Bing just like they did because it's a great image cataloger. So here's all the Peterson Museum images. I'm going to click on one. That looks pretty nice. I like the light, so I'm going to page through these and try to look for an image that I want to use to start. Oh, there's an artist's conception. Okay, there's the actual museum, another artist's conception. Again, I'm going to go find the one that I want to start my whole video with. So since I like this one, I've clicked on it. It opens up a new window. I can right-click on that and say Save Picture As. And I'm going to go save it in the same directory, and I can name this whatever I want. I'll leave it like that, and now it's going to be available in my file system. So I go back to the program, and I go click on Add Photos, and from this PC, because I stored it there, and yep, sure enough, there it is. I click on it, boom, it's added to my project, and I can drag and drop it into the beginning of my project, and there it is. Now I'm going to go back and basically do the same thing. I'm going to find other images, the things I may have seen and experienced, but I just didn't necessarily take a picture of. So if I go back to Internet Explorer, and this works if you're on the hiking trail somewhere. You saw a majestic view, but you didn't take a picture of it. Go get one from the web. All right, here's a car, for example, I saw. The Bugattis, they were awesome. Okay. I didn't get this good of a picture. I don't even think I took a picture for some reason. The point of it is that I want it. I can click Save down here. Okay. But rather than that, I click on it, open it up, Save Picture As, and I save it here. And I can change the name again down here to whatever I want so I can identify it later on. And Bugattis. And I just say Save. So a little repetition here to reinforce stuff. I minimize that out of the way. I'm back here. I want to say Add Photos. I go from this PC, and there's got to be Bugattis in there somewhere. There it is. There they are. And now I can grab it and drop it just like I did that one anywhere here in the collection or the storyboard. Now I've done this for several pictures, but you can go out and get as many as you want out here and add them to it. But we have a little bit of a problem here. If we click on this, these pictures down here, remember they weren't taken with my camera. So if I click on them, you'll notice that there's black bars on the side. It's because the resolution, the height by width, is not the same. Mine are that size. They fill up fine, and that's what the project was based on. This one does not. So I need to get rid of that. There's a new resize feature that's in the new version of 2018. Boom, it zooms in on the image until the black bars disappear. And that works, you notice here at the bottom, it works whether it's on the side or on the bottom. It just zooms in a bit till it detects the black bars are gone, and that's what you get. So if you're on an older version of the photo web that doesn't have a resized picture, or let's say this picture doesn't meet your needs as far as just removing the black bars, you want to get rid of more than just the black bars. You want to get rid of, like, I don't like the people in this here. They're distracting from the actual picture I want to show. Well, there's a way to do that. We're going to go back to, we're going to get out of the project just by clicking the back arrow, and we're going to go open up this using just the photo editor itself. We're going to use the edit and create feature. Go here and we're going to click on crop and rotate. The first thing we're going to check, we're going to make sure that the aspect ratio is the same. It's widescreen, and you see the buttons there, the knobs, whatever you want to call them. You're going to drag, but they're always going to maintain the same 16:9 ratio. Okay, so let's grab it, and you'll see as we grab it and pull, do it again, see they all move. Now, I'm going to grab the center and drag it around until I have in the center the picture that I want. That wasn't quite it, so I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. I'm going to click anywhere. Well, here, let me try and get it down a little bit. I'm going to drag it, and there it is. And I'm still on widescreen. Everything's good. I think I got it. Let me crop it a little bit more. I don't like that light on the right-hand side. There we go. I still got some lights in the center, but who cares? I'm done. Boom. Now you have to save it. Okay, I did save as a copy. So there's 2 copies of this image out there. So you notice here, actually I did 3 because I did one offline. But if you go back and open up our project, okay, we in our project, and we first look and say, let's take a look at the project once it loads. Okay, come down here, and we'll see. Let me scroll down a little bit. And there it is. I'm taking it out of the project. I'm also taking it out of the project library. I'm going to add photos from this PC. And I'm going to look up here, and it was number 3. That was it. So I'm going to click on that. There it is. I'm going to grab it and drop it in right over here. And now you see that cropped image is now there. So that's how you can do advanced cropping. Now you should do that for all your pictures. Go back and double check that you've got the cropping done and do the resize function. Okay, or manually do it like we did a minute ago. So everything's already the right size. All right, moving and adding and editing and all that, you can get really confused. I know I did. You'll notice here I have numerous copies of the same image in the project library. Okay. Now you notice, like I talked about, those little tabs say that, oh, that one's in. So that means that one's not. So I right-click, say remove, right-click, say remove. Those ones are not. Same with this car here. This is the one I chose to be in. So I'm going to remove that one, right-click, remove that one, right-click, remove that one. So the only thing left in here are the ones I want. So like all stories, they need to have a beginning, middle, and end. Okay. Now in this case, I'm going to add even some more photos from this PC, ones that I went out there on the internet and got more of the vault tour here, because they have a great tour in the basement. You're not allowed to take pictures, but I found plenty of pictures of them on the internet. So I've added them all here, and they're at the bottom down here, but they're not in the storyline yet. Well, a couple of them are, but here's one shot here. I want to add it to the storyline. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and put it near the end, because that's where we had the vault tours, near the end of our tour. Now I'm going to do this for every single photo that I got out there. I did see, if not all of these, most of them. Let's see what else we have here. These are all tagged. They have the little folded thing, so they're in the story. So I'm good here. So yep, that one's not, but yeah, it is. Oh, here we go. They're all at the bottom, at the tail end of the project library, because I just added them. So let's drag them all here near the tail end. So everything is already in the project that I want to have there. So now that I got the garage at the end, there's some other cars down here that are in order, like I had the lowriders in the beginning. You know what? Let's see here. Oh, I had some fantasy cars. The Back to the Future car, the Batmobile, and Lightning McQueen from Disney. Okay, so those are in the section I'm going to call fantasy cars. I didn't see them in that order in the museum. I saw them at different time, but I did see those cars, and I want to group them to tell their stories. Again, you have to go in here and check for black bars on the side and everything to make sure that's going to be the garage tour. So everything's now arranged correctly, well, for the most part. Oh yeah, I have to go back in here and fix any of the garage photos and have it resized. Again, if you don't have this new version, you have to manually do that, or just let it go and you don't care about the black bars. So now I have other sections besides the garage. Okay, I have these cool, new style stuff. Well, I want that over here next to some other stylish cars. Okay, here's the style area, and I want it there. Okay, anything else here? That's all garage. Oh, there's a style. That's not in the garage. So I'm going to bring that back over here, put it in the modern style area. And look around here and make sure that my story makes sense. And I can even do more advanced about making the ground tour or the underground tour exactly right. Oh, look, I ran into another cropping I need to do, and another one. So review your thing once you have it all set up in these chapters, and then double check your cropping. Now in the photo app, Microsoft has included some themes, which are styles, visual styles for text, and also some audio. And if you choose these themes, they have certain things. They have, like, there's no theme whatsoever, adventure theme. Anyways, you go through here and find one that you like the sound of or like the looks of. But you can also mix and match later on. But for right now, I don't know why joy doesn't work. There's no joy in allowed, but okay, here's love and all that. I like the classic one. We're going to work with that today. So once you've decided on this like summertime day trip theme, this classic, all you have to do is click on the done button down here, and you'll see, yep, changing theme. So it's applying this theme across your video. So theoretically, if we press on this, you'll see that it starts doing some of the zooms and all that stuff, and it plays the background music for that theme. It does not put in titles for you. That's up to you to do, because this may not be your summertime trip. So we're going to go back to the beginning, and we're going to start looking at that. First thing I want to notice is down here in timeline, you notice that the time frames for the videos are all very small time frames, 1 second, whatever. We're going to go up there first and change the duration. And I'm going to choose on the lead-in 7 seconds, because it has to have time to display your lead-in text and then play the show the image after the text disappears. Now we haven't applied anything here, but we're going to let it run for 7 seconds now, that one slide. So now we're going to add the text to it. We just right click and say text. We can go in here and we can apply, even though we have one theme applied, we can have the text applied a different theme going through. But I'm going to go with what they have right second, Peterson Auto Museum, M-U-S, M. Okay, now that's the standard, classic, electric, chilled, adventure. Okay, anyways, as we go through these, okay, you can choose one. There are not a bunch of these, but there's some. Okay, boom. Okay, so I'm going to stay with some simple ones. I'm going to go with this fresh look here for the first one, not the love, the fresh. Oh yeah, fresh. So once I have that, I can say where I want it from. I want it in the center. I want it coming from the top. I want it to come in from the left. Or of course the stacked in the center with no border. I want the bottom, or I want it to come in from the right. So I think what I want to do is I don't like the right that much. We'll go in from the left, left to right. So let's click on, oh, wrong one. I want to go to the right, right. There we go. Click on here. This is what I want. I say click on here and say done. So there it is. It shows it in the preview. I'm at 1 second, so I'm going to click on this. Okay, to watch it. It stays shown for a few seconds out of the 7. And now I have 3 seconds left to actually view the image. And notice here, this is true for all these images that were imported automatically. They all have very short time frames. So what we're going to do is we're going to put chapter, the first one in the section, at 7 seconds, and the rest at 3 seconds to give people a chance to look at it. Now you can do some of these other things like adding filters and all that, but we're going to talk about simply setting it up first before we do anything else. We're just getting the timings down. So we're going to skip those. So we're going to go over here and say this is a 7 second. So I click on it, and just like I did on the first one, I'm going to put my text in here, lowriders. And again, choose whichever style you want to have. And then once you chose that, you can choose where the location of that text appears on the screen. I wouldn't necessarily change the style of the text, as far as what classic or electric and all that. I would just find a spot to have it appear. Now, I'm not going to have it appear on the same side. I'll go ahead and have it appear on the other side, so it comes in from the right instead of the left. So now that we got that one, if we play this, we'll find out that there's the introduction, 7 seconds, and we're going to go over here to the next slide, which is lowriders, and you see how quickly it runs through everything. So let's go and fix that. Okay, we'll go over here to the main slide, and we're going to right click and say duration. We're going to say 7 seconds because it's the intro. Now if we play it again, you get the Peterson Auto Museum, and then after 7 seconds it shows the picture for a little while, shows the lowrider title for a little while zooming the picture a little bit, continues to let us view it without the title in place, and goes to the next slide. Oh, and they're fast. So let's go to the next lowrider picture, which was this one, and I'm going to go back to that. So we go over here. There's the first one, 7 seconds. Next one, 7. And here's the one here. That's that lowrider there. And I can click there, duration, either one there, or right click here on your pictures, or when you right click it, you get numerous options, one of which is duration. And you just simply change what you want. I want 3 seconds so that they look fine. So now, if we play from the lowrider section, you'll see here, it plays that, and then there's the 3 seconds. Okay, so that section's done. So let's play it one more time. Lowriders. It disappears. Good view there of that car, and a 3 second view of that car. We go over here and Bugattis. Well, they're not lowriders, obviously, so we're going to create a new chapter right here. So how do I do that? Same way I did before. I'm going to arrange those in the order I want as far as these stylish old cars. And then once I decide on the first one, I'm going to click on it, select text, come in here, give it a name for that section. Old style. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, if I can type. And once we decide on that, we decide on how it's going to appear. And just for demonstration purposes, I'll choose it at the bottom here and say done. And just like before, I'm going to go here. The first one's going to be not 2 seconds. I'm going to make it a 7 second because it's a new intro. Allows the time for the text to display, and the picture after that. And let me play that one more time. Here it comes in, and old style shows up, disappears. You can see the image for a few seconds, and time to move on. And so I'll go down here to these and finish the time frames for those. Now I've gone back and I've created some other styles, like this here is a modern style. You'll see here that I have modern style, so there's a chapter. And I have other ones as well now. If you go over here, see I have one fantasy rides. A little different look, a little more edgy. And come over here, that includes the Batmobile. They've all been set up with the right timings and zooms. So the last section I set up is the vault tour, which you pay to go downstairs and they take you through a tour of their vault. Here's the first one. I set it up as the introductory for 7 seconds, and all the rest for 3. So if we go through here, you see that's the way it is through the end of the video. So I'm done with timings and all that stuff and titles, and now I'm going to move on to the next step. Now there's a few more editing options for videos. I blurred this out because this is a commercial video up there, but if we go here, you right click and you see volume and trim. So let's click on trim. And you see here down at the bottom there's a blue line, and you simply slide the slider until you isolate that portion of the video that you want to use in the output of your video. And you can change that. Scroll down to 15 or 3 seconds. And then you can also click on volume and change the volume level here so that that's the volume level in your video to maintain a normal volume with the rest of your video. In videos, you can still do some of the effects that you did in photos, where you can add text and filters and all that kind of stuff. But basically, video you can also trim and change the volume. Okay, there's several special effects you can do to enhance your video. If we go over here, we can go over here to filters, for example. So first you select that particular item that you want to filter. Let's use Lightning McQueen. Click on filters and you'll see a set of different filters color-wise. Different lighting will change in your photo based on what you choose. And you can just do that if it's an outdoor. You may want to dim it down. You may want to do other different things. Here's a black and white. Well, there's a black and white. High energy, whatever. So choose the one you think is appropriate for that picture. Once you've done that, you just click on OK. And when you play it, you'll see that that particular picture has that particular special effects applied to it. Really simple to do. Okay. Next special effects I want to talk about are the motion effects. And you can apply these over on top of text or anything else. But here are the effects. Basically, it's zoom into a portion of the picture or zoom out, pan left, pan right, that kind of thing, to give it a kind of little oomph in the motion to emphasize that particular part of the video or the image. If you notice here, we're going left to right. Okay, you check another one off and you hit play and you go right to left. So you can do that, choose it for your picture, and you can really give it a little bit of emphasis that makes it look a little more professional than just sitting there as a still picture. Okay, the next one is a special effect for, well, they're called special effects. You go over here, you select the picture, and you say 3D effects. And it's trying to get the 3D effect library going. I'm just going ahead and choose the first one here. There's other ones available, autumn leaves and all this stuff. Let's just click on the first one here, and there's the top of motion. There's where it's going to appear. So if I play it, you'll see there it is right on top of all tour. So let's say I want to make it a little bit different than that. So depending upon the special effect, you can rotate it. You can do different things with that special effect. You can make it bigger, make it smaller, and what you can do is move it around and put it in where you want it. So it's not really working that way. I'm just going to move it by the center. There we go. It's off to the side, and we can go down here and play it and see what it looks like. So let me click on that, and there it is off to the side of virtual tour. But it's very short in time frame, as you noticed. Well, if you notice down here, you'll see a little blue line here, and you can stretch this so that the length of the animation is as long as you want within that clip. So you can have this go the entire time of the tour. So if we go again, it'll last a little longer. We can continue to do that until we have it the way we want it. Okay, the next thing you can do is you can go in here and put your own music. Maybe you don't like theirs, or you have that special song that's yours, or you heard it on the road while you're driving along. So you want to do that. So you have a copy of it, okay? Instead of using the recommended, you go over here and you click on your music, and you want to add a file to that video. This part's a little confusing. You just can't browse to a file anywhere. You have to add it to your music folder. So you would find a folder that has your music in it. And this one, I'm going to go to my backup music folder, I think, yeah. And I'm going to add that folder first, so then I can access the files inside of it. And once you find the folder you want, you can say, add this folder to music. Once that folder is added, you can go over here to your music, select a music file. It'll find that folder with all your music in it. And then you go find the one track that you want to do. I'm going to go to this album, click on this one. And there it is listed. So I can now click on it, boom, it adds it to the video. So if I go over here now and I play that song, I can do that and it'll hear the song. I've disabled that, of course, here on the video because I don't want to get a YouTube strike for using copyrighted material. But you'll hear the music you selected. This music goes the entire length of your video. It's not per slide. By the way, if you decide to go back and you want to go back to the recommend, you see the happy beat there, make sure you don't select this sync your video to the music beat. It will rearrange your timings. Just leave it off. You've got it all manually done. So you don't want anything screwing around with it. Okay, anytime you create a video and you're ready to hand it out, the last thing you should do is go through it. Don't skip any steps. Go through every single one. Make sure all your durations are correctly. The fade in, fades out are correct. The zooms. Everything you did about the video is exactly what you want. Make sure there's no black bars on the bottoms or the sides. Make sure that it is exactly how you want it. You can zoom to the end of this. This is just my video. I'm letting it ride through the entire thing. But you'll see each chapter appear and all that. But again, skip ahead by 20, 30 seconds, and you'll see the end of the video. And then see that I'm ready now to move on to the publishing. So I'll let this play, and I'll see you there on the other end. So there's a nice little feature here that you can actually take your project and save it to the cloud. If you look up here in this menu up here, you can click on Add to Cloud. What's important to notice here is that add this project to cloud. Changes are already saved automatically on that PC, but this adds it to the cloud so you can continue on a different system. Please note, it says the photos and videos will be stored on OneDrive, but your music will not be added. So it doesn't take because of copyright problems, they're not going to copy it for you. Okay? So now that you have it all copied to the cloud, you can shut this down somewhere and resume work on another location. I do that all the time with multiple PCs. So after you've understood all this, you just simply click on the Add to Cloud button, and all this stuff will be saved there. It even says up in the top corner, Save to Cloud. So we're good to go for there. Okay, you've done all your editing. You reviewed it umpteen times. No bad spaces, no nothing. You want to export it. You want to get it done. So you have several sizes, 3 sizes. You can have quickest, a small, a medium, and a big one. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and do the big one. Now this time takes a lot longer. I've cropped some of the time out here in this video. You'll see it jump here in a second. Took my system, which is an i7, pretty fast system, a lot of memory. About 30 to 40 seconds to do this video. Again, it depends upon the resolution of your pictures too. But there it is. It's where it's stored. It's on OneDrive. There's the large file, even names it as large there. So I can view it in the app, or I can view it in File Explorer, or I can just share it. I'm just going to click on it real quick. There it is. It's 86 meg. So that's why it's called large. Just remember that. So that was a demo, the purposes of showing you what a large file. And you may want to have that for your own use later on to save great memories. Okay, but if you want to share it, we're going to share it to social media or another app. You can send it off to somebody. Again, worry about your file sizes when you do this. I highly recommend that you go back to the system and save it in a different format. So let's do that. Export or share, quickest upload. This one here, I haven't trimmed anything out. This is how fast it's going. It's going way faster. It takes about 15 seconds here, maybe 20, and did the whole thing. Versus, like I said, over a minute on the other one. But again, after it's all done, it's going to tell us exactly where it stored it to, and the name. There it is. It's the small one. So if I look here, you'll see that it's less than 1/3 the size, just about 1/3 the size of the big one. So it's really important to choose the one that's good for you. If you're going to save it personally and keep it on your hard drive to look at later on, hey, make a detailed one. If you're going to show it on a small screen, share it with somebody. Remember your data plan if you're transferring via an email or whatever. Just be cognizant of the different sizes involved. So there you have it. That's the Windows 10 photo app, okay, 2018 version. Now it's not Movie Maker. If you want Movie Maker, go ahead and click in the upper right-hand corner here, and you'll find my old video from 2 or 3 years ago about how you can still download and install Movie Maker for advanced videos. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the photo app to make those nice, quick family photo things a little more fun and a little more enjoyable.